Good morning, students. Political Science Standard 10th, Electoral Process, second part. In the last, we got acquainted with Election Commission's Office of India. How free and fair elections were to be a part of Indian democratic system, and for that, the struggle that went on since 1951-52 to 2020. A long journey of Indian political scenario in terms of democratic set form of in parliamentary republican set form of government. Now we studied what is a representation, why representation is important, what is the important criteria, how electoral process goes on, how people are voting, and how electoral process gives us the election candidates, how candidates are elected as a representative. Representatives nominate the wills, the aspirations of the people in parliament, state legislature, local self-government bodies, and the working of the institutes for the well-being of the people or nation. According to the Indian Constitution's norm 324 article, Election Commission is being established. First there was only one Chief Election Commissioner. Now two assistants are being provided to him, so that according to the experience one will be again placed to the Chief Election Commission's office. Now first process of elections we will try to understand. One, establishment of the constituencies. Keep it in mind. Elections are held every 5 years. We studied about the general elections, that is the elections to Lok Sabha. And when study, we come to know that after every 5 years, the population is not one and the same. It increases. But there are certain constituencies where the population decreases. There are various reasons. Not all people die. But people migrate from one place to another, particularly towards the urban centers for their livelihoods, for their bread and butter. Now, according to the birth ratio of the nation and migration, suddenly we come to know that the population of a certain area, that is urban area, increases, rises, and these peoples are nominated to the voters list. So establishment of the constituencies every 20 years takes place. There is a reshuffling of the constituencies. The area either increase or decrease. Because of the increase in population, many times it occurs that we have to change the constituencies. For example, the constituencies of Borba Manju is now today known as Akola East. Now this is something we have to understand. Akola is being divided into Akola East and Akola West. So particularly the changes that are coming or occurring in the real scenario on the ground are something which are taken into consideration in the electoral process for election commission. And there is a committee, we call it the delimitation committee, that makes the constituencies. So first, establishment of constituencies. As we spoke right now, for MLA, Maharashtra Vidhan Sabha, Akola is divided into two parts, Akola East and Akola West. Akola East, the nominee or MLA as we call it, Ranjit Savarkar, and Akola West, Govardhanji Sharma. These are the two members for Akola. Apart from that, there are various, that is for Murtijapur, then again Balapur, Akot. So these are the areas where we find, or these are not the areas but the constituencies where we find people elect their nominees as their representative. So establishment of constituency is the first criteria. After that, voters list. Voters list play a major role. Every day we find that many people becomes mature. That is, they crosses the age of 18. Any Indian who is more than the age of 18 is liable as a voter. The condition is his name must be registered. In the last lecture I told you that every collector office of the district place is directly under the control or directly attached to Chief Elections Office. That means there is a wing, there is a department for election commission, and there each and every individual's name is to be registered. Keep it in mind, without nomination of the name to the voters list, whatever the age more than 18 you will be having, you cannot become the voter of India. Yes, you are liable, but the foremost condition, the most important condition is name must be nominated in the voters list. So nomination of the voters list and then declaring the voters list after every specific time period is the work of the election commission, which is carried on at every district place for every constituency. Every constituency. After that, nomination and scrutiny of the forms. In the last lecture, as I told you, when the elections are being declared, it's the work of the election commission that it must consider, it must take into consideration that how the nominations of each and every political party is, who are the nominees, and whatever the information the nominees give, scrutiny of their forms, whatever they have written in it, is really valid or not. So the scrutiny goes on. Now the question may arise, if only the age factor is the criteria in India to be a nominee or even the voter, then why to scrutinize the forms? There are certain reasons which we will study later as we will move further. But scrutiny is most important. This is one of the most important criteria in terms of election. So scrutiny is also done. After that, a specific time is given for election campaign. After that, a specific time is given for election campaign, and in that time period, each and every nominee who aspires to be a representative of that constituency struggles hard, try to reach to each and every individual and ask for vote. Whosoever gets successful or is a popular figure becomes the winner. Then there is a day which is also termed as actual voting day. On the actual voting day, voting takes place, and after that, a day or two, counting of votes takes place. Now, because of the electronic media, because of the electronic voting machines, EVMs, it is too easy to declare the results. In one day, all the constituencies are being declared in India. But this was not the same when we started in 1951-52. 2 to 3 days for each constituencies it used to take. Some constituencies definitely, if it was one-sided affair, then in 1 or 2 rounds the results were clearly identified by the people. But there were certain where there was a stiff competition, and at such juncture, each and every voter's list, by showing the proof to the people who were there to cross-check during the counting, that it was a time-consuming process, and it used to take a long time, more than 24 hours or sometimes even 36-48 hours. So it is now totally changed. Then whatever the counting goes on, whosoever is the winner is declared by Chief Election Commission. Keep this in mind. Election office declares the reasons. No one has the authority. Not even the political party which is the victorious at that elections. And then if there are certain disputes, the resolve of disputes is actually the work of election commission. It's actually the work of election commission. Now, this is something which is most important. While doing so, one of the most important thing is here. We have to understand this. What is constituency? Why constituency is also utmost importance? For this, we will move to the structuring of the constituencies. In Indian Parliament, that is what Lok Sabha. In Lok Sabha of India, we find that there are 443 seats. Actually, we always, when we mention it, it is being mentioned as 550. There are certain reasons for that, but actually 543 seats are there. Then there is a delimitation committee. Delimitation committee is responsible for making of the areas of the constituencies, giving the number of the voters list, Delimitation committee is responsible for making of a constituency, making of constituencies. This committee is too powerful, never succumbs to any political pressure. Actually, many times it occurs that political parties, political workers, political leaders do not know actually how it works. And silently, now there are certain criteria. One, that is the area. Second, the population. These are certain things. Even sometimes it occurs that certain areas are well developed, some are totally backward. So, taking into consideration all these things, delimitation committee breaks down the constituency and joins it to some other parts. For example, when we study about Washing Lok Sabha Matdarsangh or even Akola Lok Sabha Matdarsangh, it is not exactly the same as it was 5 years back. Prior to this, Yavatmal and Washing were totally apart, but today Washing and Yavatmal is combined. Akola, Khamga were too close to each other, that is Buldhana. But now it is not the same. Definitely, population is increasing, and to address it, so that there should be no monopoly, keep it in mind, there should be no monopoly of any political family, these changes are made. And people who are the members of the delimitation committee have that power, and neutrally they work for the betterment of the nation. Definitely, they are working in a most better way. Then there is code of conduct. What is this code of conduct? From the establishment of the constituencies till the disputes are being declared, all this work comes under the span of code of conduct. Now, what is code of conduct? All the members of the political parties, may he be a nominee, a leader, or a political worker, whosoever comes in this chain, have to follow certain criteria as guidelines. And these guidelines from time to time do get changed. In the olden days, loudspeakers were used for propagation, propagating their own prachar. For that, loudspeakers were used. Today it is not possible because of the Supreme Court's judgment that a sound at a specific decibel should not be more than that. So these are the code of conduct which are to be used. Misuse of power, misuse of money, misuse of muscle power. Muscle power means crime. These are the things which are taken into consideration by the Chief Election Commission, and Chief Election Commission do not allow any transfer of money, power in the name of a political scenario, that is the government machinery, misuse of government machinery, as we have seen the example of Indira Gandhi during 1975. Allahabad court gave a judgment against the Prime Minister of India. So this is something, code of conduct is to be followed. Nowadays, because of the well technology development, it is very difficult for any representative, for any nominee who is aspiring to be a representative to overrule it. So naturally, people are taking it and working accordingly. There are many challenges in conducting free and fair elections. The challenges, voting centers first, voting center. At every specific distance, voting center is there. In rural areas it is 2 kilometers, in urban areas it is 1 kilometer. And at every, we see that many of the schools of Akola are the election centers. Voting centers, not election but voting centers as we call them. So even in the village or rural areas, we find that some areas are nominated as the polling or voting centers, and people go there to vote it. This is one. Second, providing the essential commodities, providing the essential equipments. For this, Election Commission has to recruit the staff of collector office, revenue department, the schools, the colleges, even the banks. And these people are being given training under the guidelines of the collectorate of the district. Apart from that, there is a special guideline, there is a special working team of the Election Commission, and they keep eye or they keep watch on the process. After that, as far as the rural areas are considered, there may be a chance of manipulating the manpower. in villages because of the not always the criminals, but sometimes misuse of money. Money can be given to lure the people. We have seen that many times the liquor is being used. Liquor is used so that people get lured and vote to the people who otherwise would never have been victorious. To avoid all these things, Election Commission has to take care. Definitely, police, then CRPF or paramilitary forces as we call them, not only CRPF, many others paramilitary forces, all they come to assist Election Commission so that no crimes in any form, may it be money, may it be physical assault, or even the work that is being carried on should be in smooth manner, that the machine should reach the political centers, voting centers. The machine should again reach to the centers where the counting will take place, and there should be complete this process in strict vigilance so that no untoward incident can take place. Also, people who are coming for voting should not be given any either challenge or something that will disturb the mindset. And all these things do work in India appropriately. This is the biggest challenge, that is, as we see it for Lok Sabha, also for Vidhan Sabha, as far as MLA is concerned or Legislative Assembly is concerned. In Maharashtra, there are 288 members. Now, this is Vidhan Sabha and this is Lok Sabha. So, we can understand that at the state level, it all goes on changing. It may increase because of the increasing population. But there are certain criteria how it all will go on. Apart from that, electoral reforms from time to time, since 1951-52 election, first election, till 2020 now or 2019, elections took place regularly at regular intervals, and we can find many of the changes slowly taking place. First, it was the age of 21 that the voters were being given the chance to vote, which is now decreased to age 18. After that, we find that 50% representation to the women. Maharashtra was the first state to give 50% representation to the women, but at local self-government, neither at Vidhan Sabha nor at Lok Sabha. So, but 50% voting means 50% of the members of the political parties that nominate them means the political parties and the local self-government are ladies. Naturally, this is a big leap as far as women are concerned. No criminal background records of any candidate. Now, here we have seen that why scrutiny is important. The scrutiny is important because no criminal background record of any candidate should be there. And this is one of the biggest problem or one of the biggest working system that Election Commission has to face. And for that, because of the online process, whatever the scrutinies are being done according to the code of conduct, the forms that are being accepted are uploaded on the channel or on the link of the Election Commission, and any common person can view it. Because of this, if someone comes to know that the information provided by any of the representative has a criminal background or is unfair, definitely can complain it to Chief Election Commission. Quick action is taken, and this is how, to a great extent, crime is being kept apart from election process. Does not mean that 100% it is free and fair, but to certain extent. Now it comes to even to the public that an individual must associate, individual must help the ongoing process to the Election Commission. After that, it's a long journey from ballot boxes, that is 5152, to EVMs that started in 1990. First, there were the pages, they were to be printed. The printed pages were in this manner, that there were being two sections. In one, photograph, and another was the name. Again, photograph and the name. So whatever we need, these were the names of the political science symbol, as we call it, and these were the names. So accordingly, people used to give the stamp, and the list was accepted. So it used to take a long, it was something that was really hard to carry on. But from ballot boxes, now today we have come to EVM machines, just to press the button and voting will take place. But there were charges against this EVM machine. So nota was also being given as an option. Nota means none of the above. None of the above. Whatever the list, then here comes nota. If this is the machine, then it is. Now this nota is being pressed, that means no one will get the. Nowadays, number of voters in term of nota is also increasing. Now this is something really challenging for the democratic set form of government. In democratic set form of government, people must vote one or the other. They must choose the representative instead of risking the vote. But after all, the chance is given that you are not favoring any of the above candidate, and hence nota is being given. After that, again there was a complaint by the political parties, political workers, and even the common people. And to give faith, to show honesty, new VVPAT was introduced. This VVPAT came into being in 2010. VVPAT was introduced in 2010. Voters Verified Paper Audit Trail. Now, what is this trail? After pressing the button, a small slip comes, which tells us that there and there only to whom we have voted. If it is cross-checked, you will find that it is exact. And this gives us the confidence that my vote, to whomsoever I have voted, is exact. Now, because of this, trust in the election machinery is increasing among the people. Yet, there are many people who are not coming forward for voting. India is a nation where near about nowadays, it is estimated that 70% of the voting, 70 to 72% voting takes place. That means still near about 28 to 30% people are not voting. 28 to 30% is a big number. 28 to 30% means this number can reshuffle anyone's faith here. Even 2-3% votes, if they go in someone's favor, can change the tide. But people are trapped, and certain people are being targeted, that they go for enjoyment and do not vote. They use that holiday as a treat. So various reforms are being mentioned by the people. They are giving the suggestion that the people who are not voting on the voting day and enjoying the holiday should be punished. Whatever the decision it will be considered as a reform. But because of this nota, because of this voter verified paper audit trail, a vast change has erupted in Indian voting. Now, because of this, the confidence of the people at personal level have also increased. This there and there only gives you a chance to cross-examine whether your vote is correct or not. And this is the change that we will. Apart from this, there are also some other changes. And all these culminated into free and fair elections of India. We have to show faith in Indian election process, electoral process. Now we will try to understand how elections are. Forms of elections are of three types. One is general election, that is elections to Lok Sabha. Election to Lok Sabha or even Legislative Assembly. Which takes place every 5 years. Every 5 years. But there is midterm elections when government loses majority. When government loses majority in parliament or legislative assembly, it does not have any right to carry on as a government. So they resign and fresh elections takes place. This happened, particularly we studied this in 9th standard in the name of Janata Party coming to power against Congress. Morarji Desai becoming the first Prime Minister of the non-Congress government of India after a long time. And because there were internal clashes among the Janata Party itself, the leaders of the Janata Party itself, Morarji Desai government collapsed. After that, again Chaudhary Charan Singh, or even after that Vishwanath Pratap Singh, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, then Chandrasekhar, even H.D. Devegowda, Indra Kumar Gujral are the names which were the part of coalition government. But does not mean that every coalition government is unable to carry on the process for every 5 years. We have some names. For example, NDA in the name of Atal Bihari Vajpayee again continued complete 5 years. UPA in the name of Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. Congress came to power with the support of some other powers, that is Communist Party and others, and carried on the government for complete 5 years. Even after that, we find that many political parties during the reign of Manmohan Singh. But now, though it's again a coalition government, Narendra Modi have got an absolute majority. Now, this is also something the coalition government goes on. But when the coalition government or any government, may it be of a single party also, is not able to get 50% majority in Lok Sabha or Legislative Assembly, that is Vidhan Sabha, Lok Sabha or Vidhan Sabha, not speaking about Rajya Sabha or Vidhan Parishad, not speaking about means the upper house either at the center or at the state. But because it's a general election, common people votes or citizens of India are the real voters, it's the Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha that 50% and more seats must be with the working government so that the government remains in power. If the government do not remains in power and resigns, fresh election takes place, that is termed as midterm elections. But sometimes it happens that when we speak about by-elections, in by-elections, when a member resigns or expires untimely or due to some dispute, court rejects the representation fresh elections. Now this election for only one constituency is termed as by-election. Try to understand. General elections after every 5 years, whole of the country, whole of the state goes at one and the same time. During midterm elections, whole of the country or whole of the state again goes, but for a specific time period, that is less than 5 years. But in by-elections, due to certain dispute or due to untimely death or because of the resignation of the ideological differences, fresh elections takes place only in that constituencies, and it is named as by-elections. If we read the text thoroughly, we can come to many interesting stories that are mentioned there. Many questions may arise among us that when all Indians or a citizen of India is given a right to be a nominee for a representative, to be a voters, why certain restrictions are there? Why there is code of conduct? To find this answer definitely is an interesting thing. Hope you understood this very well. Thank you.